All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, and I'm definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with me, especially this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market as we look to close out the week. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes. And as always, let's be sure to participate and engage. Had some issues with the Zoom link this morning, but if everybody can hear me loud and clear, do me a huge favor. Let me know that you're ready to go. Drop me a one in the chat, and we could get this thing off and running. Appreciate it, JC. So as always, right, let's make sure that we are accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome. Let's make sure that we center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, and that we are trusting in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. Let's always imagine our trades successfully materializing, and let's be sure to obey our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. And let's make sure that we are never looking back or stopping once our trade has commenced. With that being said, right, let's get this morning going, right, as we are late. I don't know, right? Um, Hold on one second here. I don't know what internally in the community said that the Zoom link had expired, but when I looked at the Zoom, it's still active. So we'll have to get that fixed up. Got a hand raised. What's going on? Is that an accident? Question? No, maybe it's an accident. All right. Okay. So let's dive right in. Right out the gate, everybody. I was so disappointed yesterday. Tesla, right? Best day since 2013 makes Elon Musk $26 billion richer, right? So getting right to it, we were just looking at it yesterday. Um, at the Tesla stock. Where was I at? Looking at this. We can get it to switch up. Where is where Tesla? Let's see. Had it in folio here, and we were just looking at this yesterday. Uh, where did I move it around? Where did I put it? Hold on now. Did I move it around? There we go. So we were just talking about this yesterday during the session and saying, hey, I would like to, right? We're in pre-market. I'd definitely like to look at this if we can get a low to form as support or the market open and we gapped up after earnings, right? A colossal move on Tesla. So, hey, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, as we always like to say. So, I guess I'll look for pullbacks and continuations on Tesla, but that was a huge miss for me, right? Trying to be too exact. Knew it was at a good price at this level. Seeing, right, if we can wait for the swing low to form on this 4 hour chart, and we gapped up. All right. So, hey, hindsight, right? But yeah, huge move on Tesla yesterday. Really moved the consumer discretionary. We can see if we go back. Look at this move yesterday just because of Tesla, 3.15% in consumer discretionary, right? Huge move in the Tesla stock, right? Could never count Tesla out, right? So big move there. Was anybody able to trade it? Or were you being too patient like I was? Nobody? Nope. Well, so that was still holding. That's what I'm talking about, Joy.
Yeah, I have
right?
it in my stash account, so I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah, I've got it as an investment, right? It's actually in multiple areas, right? With investing, right? But as far as a clean trade on it, I thought that was at a pretty good level, and I didn't pull the trigger on it, right? Being too cautious, but I'm glad you at least have it in your stash account. That was a beautiful move, right? So somewhere, uh, especially if you somewhere you probably benefited from it, right? Your long-term investment accounts. Right? So uh that was a beautiful move that happened, but it opened, right, with a gap. It gapped up at because of the earnings that had happened after closing. So yep, that I wanted to touch base on that one real quick. You said I was gonna sell it. Oh, because you don't like it. I know, right? There's some crazy stuff, but the company is solid, right? We cannot deny that. So we will continue to watch Tesla move towards that 289 target if we're going off this fib on the 4. So any type of pullback, if we get any type of pullback or continuation, um, look to buy, right? If you have. So big miss for me on that one. Looking at the DXY, the dollar, trying to see if, hey, is it going to take a breather? It has made a correction. We don't have an official swing high yet there, but we should at the close of today. But you can see how this is steady moving down back towards our buy zone. We haven't got too much, right? So we'll see if it holds at this level here. What is this? What's this previous level? 103.94. So we'll see if it. You can see here we've got a zone, an area here, right? Past resistance, right? That's where we thought we were going to get a deeper correction the last time, and it pushed higher. So let's see what happens on the dollar, as it has been super strong. But you can see on our 1 hour that is correcting quite nice. We're 103.94 is right at that 50% level. Let's see what happens with the dollar index moving forward. Any questions on the DXY? Nope. All righty. All righty. So yen crosses, right? We do have over the weekend elections going on, right? Japan. So that can have, if the one party in power, loses some power, that plays a big part in regards to, monetary policy. So could play a huge part. So I am out of yen crosses, right? I'm out of a lot of things. Like we said earlier this week, I'm mostly in cash right now, with the elections looming here in the United States. But um, at least right until after this weekend, out of any yen crosses, right? Have been trading bullish against the yen, but anytime you have major elections, I tend to stay out. All right. So just a heads up on that. Yen crosses out of those yen crosses. Any questions? No? All right. Taking a quick look at trading economics, right? German business morale recovers more than expected. That is positive, right? For the Eurozone. Eurozone inflation expectations hit a new 2021 low, right? So that is solid. That is solid there. So let's move on and we'll take a look at some pairs. Let's go that I have my eye on. In regards to the euro, this euro CAD, all right, this euro is starting to recover a little bit. And so I want to see if we can get a continued move to the upside, right? So we can see here where I move this out of the way. You can see we're starting to move bullish on the daily. And if we come down here to the 4, this level that we've had drawn out, all right, where it's just been bouncing off this level over and over and over again, right? You can see that we've got a nice impulsive to the upside. So one thing I want to look for is moving into next week is, can we get, right? It may hold above this level and take off, but if we could possibly get some sort of correction on this Euro CAD, maybe willing to take a shot on that back to the upside. Okay, back to the upside. So that is the Euro CAD. Looking for a pullback and a continuation, right? So if we can get it back to our buy zone and even take it back up, right? Our D extension is just beyond that monthly level. Even if we can get it back up to this monthly level, that would be great, right? So always get cautious. Got higher time frame levels, right? Around that extension. So is that 150, right? 150.44 on the Euro CAD, right? So one to look out for, especially if we can get a deep correction. Any questions on that Euro CAD? No. All right. This Euro NZD. Right? Getting a nice move, right? Just continuing to track it. Off the daily, we got the swing low put in, and you can see how we were a bit range bound. Bit range bound here, right? But we've been able to start to kind of break out back to these highs, right? Our stochastic is still in the buy zone. So if we come down tracking this, right, on the 4-hour, right, we're gonna look for pullbacks and continuations, right? So you can see we made a higher high. Can we pull back and continue to move and break through this level? I think we can, right? So you just want to continue to look for any type of correction on this that we can get, right? Maybe we pull back off this level to retest this zone. Okay, I didn't run this up. Let's see where we are. Okay, so if we can get any type of pullback, right, back to retest this daily level, cover some of these Euro crosses because it kind of caught my eye to just start push back long a bit, right? So if we can get this price to move down, and then a continuation, right, that's what we're looking for. Right? So that's one. That's a smaller play there on the Euro NZD. If we move into this euro dollar, right? Keeping our eye on this, because we see the dollar correcting a bit. Right? So you can see we've got the beginnings, right, of a move here. Okay, so if that dollar continues to correct, it's kind of moving sideways now, which is why you see this doji candle on the Euro USD, right? Indecisive candle. But if it continues to, right, close, it's going to be a swing low. We may get a move higher if we see a further correction in the dollar. Okay, so you can see, right, how this market how it's come back, right, to this zone, and now in this 4-hour, right, we're starting to move higher. Okay, we got to break at that trend line. If we run our fib to the downside there, you can see that we may get a drive higher. Okay, on this Euro USD. Now, if you're thinking continued dollar strength, okay, then if you haven't played that short-term move to the upside off the lows, and you're saying, I like the dollar to continue to, play a bit as a safe haven running into the election, then we want to see what happens when we get to see if we can push to that 786 level to that next resistance zone. If you're thinking, hey, I think this is gonna get short, then this would be a good area for your high price, right? Because we're starting to move pretty good to the upside, but I don't think it's done making that run to the upside. Okay, so this is your 1 hour chart. So let's see if we can get price to move higher than a potential short on that. Okay? And so if we get higher, you can see where this is on the 4. There, right? Coming in right around the 50%, somewhere in that zone. See if we get a reaction back to the downside of that. See if it holds, right? But could definitely see a continued push, at least a little bit higher on that euro USD. All right. 200. What time frame, Joy? On the 4? All right. Let's put a cross on. Way up there, right? Way up there on the 4. Right. So it's touching our 50 now. Okay. So that's a ways away, right? We're on a downward trajectory, right? With our moving averages. So let's continue to watch and see what happens, right? The dollar's been running for a while, right? Could it continue to move up? If we see further weakness in the dollar, of course, right? So this is the first zone that we've got mapped out, right? To see what happens, right? Because that daily stochastic, right, is coming out of the buy zone, right, and moving up. So this is the first level that I have marked here to see if once it gets to that level, we get any type of reaction there. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's the Euro USD. Any other questions on this setup? Okay. So you can see right how we're getting a recovery in the euro right now. But whereas I'm looking forward to stay long against some of the other counter currencies against this dollar, right? It could be a little bit tricky because of the dollar strength that we've seen as of late. Right. So really want to see if it pushes here and what happens. We'll get a reaction back to the downside. All right. So that's the Euro USD. Want to take a look at some of these pound pairs, right? The pounds are moving pretty good, right? If you've had them marked up, they're moving pretty good, right? So this pound Aussie, right, moving to the upside. Okay, and this is against the Australian dollar, which is not, you know, the weakest currency, right, out of the ones that we follow. And you can see that that's making a strong move. That's telling me something, right? How we're moving higher. So I'm looking for this to move, right? I can take this out. Looking for this to move right to that the extension was at 196.35, right? So it's well on its way. So that's a beautiful 61.8 pullback. Yep, it bounced all over the place, but we have to remember, right? Those longer swings, as long as it doesn't take out the A, has no choice but to go our way, right? So that one's been a little bit back and forth, but we are continuing to move along, right? So here we are on the 1. continuing to push higher. That's 196.35 on your 1 hour chart. Right? So shout out to you if you are trading this one long, if you happen to catch it. But that's been a pretty good move. And we know everybody, right? These pound pairs can move, right? So that's almost 300 pips on a 1 hour chart. Okay. So that's your pound Aussie. That pound is looking pretty bullish, right? So moving down to the pound CAD. All right, look at our daily time frame. All right, we're putting in a low. Did. Okay, you see? Moving higher. All right, to close, that'll be an official swing low there. But if we come down to the 4, right? You guys remember this was the deep correction? Didn't take out our A, did we? Now we're moving up. So we're gonna look for pullbacks and continuations. Again, I'm not too high on CAD strength, right? So trading against the CAD a lot. But you can see we've got this recent impulsive leg coming out of the zone. And so we want to look for any type of pullbacks and continuations that we may be able to get on this. All right. So this was shot straight to the D extension. So on our 1 hour, we're just waiting for a reset. All right. We're just waiting for a reset. But I think we will get some relief on this. And when we do correct, right? When we do correct to our sweet spot, we want to look to get back. Okay. So that's the pound CAD. Any questions on that? Nope. Okay. Moving on to the pound Swissy. This one on the 4, right, is getting going again, right? So we see we're moving higher again. End of the day, you've got a low here. Okay. We started ranging. Now you can see we're starting to reverse right off the low here, going to the upside. So that's all within our sequence on the 4. So we got a 61.8 pullback. This one has a ways to go, right? So once they get going, you know, we just want to say, you know what, we'll look to try to get involved, right? Especially if it has a ways to go. So you can see here already how we're looking like we're in this up push zone and looking like it's trying to make its move. So this one will take a while, right? But I like the way that's looking to get. Okay. I spot a potential 80, a bear 80-20, lower time frames. Okay, straight. Yep. So if it's in that 80-20 zone, because we're looking for some sort of correction, anyway, right? So use what time frame are you spotting that on, JC? On a daily, bear 80-20. Let me go back. Let me go back to yeah. I think that's a possibility that we're gonna push higher. See how it's ranging, right? So when you're in the lower time frames, that's your shorter term play, right? And so let me see. Yep. Yeah, you see how that's ranging and it's pushing up, right? It's just my bias. regarding the CAD, what's going on economically, right? I like currencies long against the CAD, right? Right. So we're gonna look for this move, right, to continue high, right, and to press. Because you can see it, you see where we are, right? We're not quite there yet, right? That's a ways to go, right? So it's looking like it just wants to keep pushing. Right now we've got this 180.25 level where it rejected the last time, right? But if you pull back and continue to that level, right? Because right now this is a daily chart, right? It's like 40 pips away from that level or whatnot. So we're talking about a pullback, and a possible continuation on that here. All right, so let me to the 25 here, this previous level. So the question becomes, do we push to this level first or do we get the correction? Because if you get some sort of correction, then that creates a wider gap, right? That could be over 100 pips moving to the upside. So looking at how it reacted, right? See this impulsive leg and how we stay within that AB boundary. I'm like, man, pull back and then a continued push, right? And then to see if we can break back through that high. As you can see it, this is all fundamentals right here. How that collapsed and sold off. So are we trying to work our way back to these levels? Yeah. Yep. And so it gets tricky when pairs get range bound, right? But when you see it's in a higher time frame range, the distance from bottom to top, top to bottom, right, is so wide that you can actually make plays on it. So kind of, hey, let's trade what we see. You know, over the long term, we could move higher and then something can happen, at that 80-20 zone. But that's a great observation, right? Drop some sevens in the chart. Right. Indeed. Indeed. So we'll see what happens. Uh so just to go back and move real quick back on this one, right? I kind of liking the way this is looking, right? Right. Has it been choppy and rangy? Yes. Right. But when I think of my fundamentals on that and the pounds, like I like that. Right? So I could play a position there. And if we're now, so are we as exact at, hey, nailing the 61.8? But man, if this has a way to go, right? It has a way to go. Willing to take a shot on that. Just let a smaller position ride. Again, we talked about it yesterday. Like, hey man, we're not taking, at least I'm not, right? Taking full positions. Because we're just outside of an election here in the United States. Anything can happen, right? The market can go bananas. So if you're getting in, right, I just suggest small positions right now. Be patient, right? Be patient. Don't be too greedy, knowing that we have a lot of things. Okay. So that's the pound Swiss. What else did I have? Pound pairs. Pound New Zealand. Look at the move, right? So you guys can see where I'm sold on this pound, right? As a leg. That's your daily chart. So think about that. Look at this. Still have longer term, right? Still have, you know, what is that? If we 1,300 pips of buying potential, right? Look at how it's moved so far. Over 1,500 pips to the upside. So it's just slowly moving, right? To the upside. Look at that. been a while now since we looked at this level and this breakout point. It came back to retest that, right? Somewhere double bottom. Right? And so we're just moving, right, on this 4 hour. Right? So just if you just let them run, letting them do the work for you, right? Here we are on the 1 hour. Look at that move. Hey, yeah, take it off the trend line break, right? But and then you just let it do its thing, right? My stop's out of the way. We're just letting it swing. That's closing in on a 1 hour D extension. So there will be, right, more opportunity. Because if this is ultimately the target at where it wants to go, then we can chase that on the lower time frame. See, 229. So that's our daily extension level. Questions on the pound New Zealand? Nope. All right, all right. My bad. And master have control of your microphone. So apologies. Let's see. Take a look at this pound dollar setup. That's moving, right? And see, just kind of set it up, let it fall in your lap, right? We found support, right? So we're thinking, hey, past support becomes future resistance, possibly here in the near future. So, hey, can we get there? 130.46. Can we move higher? Right? We know we've been moving down. This is the 1 hour. This is continuing to move. Okay. So this may continue to push and take out that A. It depends on how far that dollar wants to correct. But we know that pound is this is 30-minute chart, I'm sorry. We know that pound, right, is continuing to move higher. This is one of the setups from yesterday for Reese, right? Will we stall out, right? Or will we continue to push higher to that level? We'll see. We will see what happens, right? So we'll continue to watch that. Coming off that daily, that's looking pretty strong right now. It's looking pretty strong. So this is a potential future crown that we had drawn up. You know, do we push that high? I don't know. We go back to 132 against the dollar. You know, we'll see. We'll see on that, right? Not quite in our 80-20 zone. Take that off, get some clarity. Let me that's on this larger fib playing the crown. Let me use the smart fib to see. And so we're moving back up right off that level. So we may move back up. Check this out, right? So kind of like that Euro USD. Maybe we move back. What is that? 130.46. Maybe we get all the way back to that level. Decline. Because that would take this out, right? That's all right. We haven't got really any good confirmation to get short. Anyway, sideways move in the zone. Just continue to see it, right? See if it moves bullish. But that's looking pretty good off this daily. Right? Like I said, at least back to that level. Any questions on that pound dollar? Daily bull 80-20. Is that where we are on this? Yes, JC, drop the sevens in the chat. Nice work. Nice work. Great job. So that may definitely, right? This is a key level, that 130.46, right? As past support, right? Past resistance as well before. So let's see, right? We tapped into it right here in this zone as well. So let's see what happens. Right? And you see that print of that larger crown. Maybe, hey, maybe this is some election type stuff, right? That could create that dollar to take an L and move back to the downside. I don't know. Uh, but we'll see. That's coming in right at support too, JC, right at monthly support. Maybe the market's trying to tell us something, everybody. See how it plays out. Hmm. We shall see. All right. So that's the pound dollar. Interesting. So euro dollar, pound dollar, I guess really your dollar crosses, right? If we go back and we take a look at the Aussie dollar, right? You know, with the dollar being so strong, we know, right, we're coming to major support that weekly, right? That's it's looking like it wants to come in and tap that. We took out this low right here on the weekly. And our daily, look at where we are. 66.27. That's actually lower. That's 66.15 to adjust that down. So similar situations, right? Like the same, yeah. Well, I don't know. We took this low out. All right. Now let's clear cut on that Euro USD. All right, so let's see what happens with the dollar. Let's see what happens with the dollar. Dollar CAD still running long, right? So, man, it's been quite the move. So we're not quite there yet to that 127 zone. Not quite there yet, but it's looking like we're starting to settle down, right? Past resistance becoming future support. So again, do we push higher off this level? It's looking pretty sweet off the weekly for a smaller play, right back to that level at 136. Okay, that's the pound CAD. Here on the one, right? We didn't get a deep pullback there, so it looks better on the four. So watch it off this weekly support level to see if it wants to push bullish and break that trend line. All right. Dollar Swissy. Just continuing to move long. We did we're in the 118, 127 zone and we're moving sideways here. So we didn't get a correction in that, but watch this level, right? Because that is an 80-20 zone that for the 4-hour stochastic is in the buy zone. So be patient. Okay. Moving on to want to take a look at quick look at commodities to see what happened yesterday. We're talking about this oil, right? We're just not doing much, right? We're just not doing much. So not too much to say there. Just not doing at all. Oh, oil moving sideways actually play this chart up a bit. Gold. This is our daily chart here. Let's move down to one. And that's our crown pattern there. Right? You watch it, crease, right? Turned over. Nice. Moving to the downside. Drop some sevens in the chat. Think it fails? Yeah, I do too. I do too. Great work. Great work on it, right? Turn over. So that's that. And right, so we've got the correction coming there. Okay, so hey, we won't mess around when we hit those D extensions, right? So we see that correction on silver coming, running out of gas a little bit, right? As it often does at these extension levels. So that one's kind of still just, hey, let's wait to see what happens. Let me drop down to the one on this 1 hour chart. Let's see what our new fib is looking like. Do it just to be safe. way forward. Missed that one. You got out of your gold sell, currently playing 76 retracement, 30-minute tight stop. All right. All right. So you made some money on it and said, I'm out. I can roll with it. I can roll with that, Reese. Currently playing 76 buy retracement on 30-minute tight stop below the A. I can dig it. Making it on the way up and the way down, in and out of the market. Nothing wrong with playing that, especially right now with a lot of uncertainty in the market. Hey, sometimes if you're not, hey, don't get in at all or trade small or hey, shorter term positions, right? Until the dust settles on this election. Completely missed this on silver, everybody. That's an 80-20, right? About to hit that 382. And that support. I was actually trying to see if we had got back to a low price for potential buy, but that's a missed opportunity there. But can't be mad, can't be greedy, right? You took it up to $34 per troy ounce, right? Then you made your money. And so now that this is gone, we just can we get a low price? That's a beautiful play. Look at those lower lows and lower highs coming out of that 80-20 zone. And that's on silver. Good stuff. Good stuff. Nat gas only corrected back to about a 382 and then, but hey, woo, if you played it off the lows, right? Looking good. So now, hey, can we get a we've been trading this one pretty good, right? We get a move back to the low to retest that 244. Right, that might be a really good sweet spot zone to buy there on that gas. Oops. I'm liking that. Look at that U-turn. Ah, goodness. Small little teacup on the weekly. Look at that reversal. So let's see. So this is beautiful price action, right? So are we talking about the staircase and taking out the levels and pulling back? Look at that. Those are clean levels there that we could keep our eye on, right? Uh, it's a nice return. I see, I see, I see.
Sorry, I've been looking for double tops, double bottoms, and broken A boundaries. So I've just been focused on teacups and crowns.
Yeah, I like it. Sevens, right? Spotted it on Bitcoin too. Good job. Good job, right? So here's our handle, cup and handle. Can we get bullish from there? We'll see what happens. Natural gas. It's getting cold outside, everybody. It's getting cold. It's getting cold. And so here's right, GDX on gold, right? So we just played that small short, and you can see that here on the on this setup with gold. You can see that it corrected, right? So there was some money to be made to the short side. That's a daily chart, right? So that's a nice high that form. That's it. Any questions on anything that we covered today, everybody? No. Hey, continue to, be cautious, right? Reese is in and out. Uh, yep, for sure. Reese trading in and out. Like we said, hey, some of us may not be in the market at all, right? Being patient. Uh, if you are, right, in the market, another thing to think about is, hey, might not want to take uh those 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 full positions on setups, right? So just be smart, right? Be smart. So there you go. That's the stochastic RSI. Okay. You got it? Yep, got it. Okay, cool.
Hey
All
Benny,
right. Yes.
real quick, I was trying to mimic the smart trader stock RSI levels to MT5, but they're not kind of matching up. Is there should it still be well
Which levels?
for MT5? I got 8, 5, and 3 trying to mimic smart trader. And I don't think my RS levels is right on MT5.
Oh no, let me look at it. I got an MT5 platform. This is for your RSI. So you're trying to, it's not coming out the same.
No, it's not.
Let me look at that. Let me write that down. Look at that for you. See if I can figure out where we're off at on
Okay.
that. All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Hey, well, that's it, everybody. As always, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, right? If you got people that you love and that's important to you, always remember, hey, just don't assume they know. Make sure that they know. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Friday. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Forex Weekly Ritual. Bye for now.